In this lesson of Sharh Kitab al-Da' wad-Dawa, Shaykh Abdul Razzaq al-Badr, Hafidahullah, explains Ibn al-Qayyim's section about guarding one's words and how the tongue can be a main cause of salvation or destruction. Ibn al-Qayyim writes, "As for the utterances, guarding them is by not letting any wasted word come out, and by not speaking except in what one hopes will bring profit and increase in his religion." The Shaykh comments that any statement without goodness or benefit for the hereafter is a lost word that fills the record with what does not help. He emphasizes a practical rule: weigh your words before you speak. A word is under your control as long as it is inside you. Once it leaves, you are under its control, and you must bear its consequences. He cites the hadith: "Whoever believes in Allah and the last day should say what is good or remain silent." To live by this hadith, a believer has to examine what he wants to say. Is it clearly good, clearly bad, or doubtful? The Shaykh summarizes 3 cases: clear good, words of remembrance, Quran, useful knowledge, sincere advice, reconciling between people. These he should say freely. Clear evil, lies, backbiting, slander, insults, obscene speech. These he must avoid completely. Doubtful speech, he is unsure whether there is real benefit or hidden harm. In that case, he should leave it. Following the hadith, whoever avoids doubtful matters has protected his religion and his honor, and instead fill his tongue with tasbih, tahleel, and other clear good words. Shaykh Abdul Razzaq, Hafidahullah, explains that Ibn al-Qayyim describes 2 high levels in guarding the tongue. The first level: a believer does not speak at all except when he sees profit in his words, meaning reward and spiritual growth. The second level, even higher: if he finds some benefit in a certain statement, he asks himself, is there another word that would be even more beneficial and profitable? And he chooses the more rewarding one. This is the state of people whose ambition is focused on maximizing eternal reward with every sentence they utter. He then recalls the famous hadith of Mu'adh radiyallahu anhu. After the Prophet ﷺ mentions to him the pillars of Islam and some extra deeds like charity, fasting, and night prayer, he says, "Shall I not tell you what controls all of that?" He then holds his own tongue and says, "Restrain this." When Mu'adh asks if people will be held accountable for what they say, the Prophet ﷺ replies, "May your mother lose you, O Mu'adh. Is there anything that causes people to be thrown on their faces or on their noses into the fire more than the harvests of their tongues?" The Shaykh also quotes Yahya ibn Mu'adh's statement, "Hearts are like pots that boil with what is inside them, and tongues are their ladles." The heart boils with love, hatred, envy, faith, or hypocrisy, and the tongue simply scoops from that pot. Just as you taste soup with a spoon to know whether it is sweet, salty, or sour, you can taste a person's heart through his speech, although final judgment about hearts belongs to Allah alone. He links this idea to the verse, "And you will surely recognize them by the tone of their speech." A person whose words constantly revolve around remembrance, patience, gratitude, and humility usually reflects a heart attached to Allah. A person whose talk is dominated by mockery, worldly gossip, people's flaws, and sinful topics shows a heart full of heedlessness and disease. Then he mentions the hadith: "A servant's faith will not be upright until his heart is upright, and his heart will not be upright until his tongue is upright." The heart and tongue are small in size but great in impact. From them spring most of a person's deeds, good or bad. If Allah grants someone a pure heart and a restrained tongue, his whole religious life falls into place by Allah's permission. The Shaykh recalls another hadith where the Prophet ﷺ was asked about what makes people enter hell the most, and he answered, "The mouth and the private parts." "Whoever guarantees for me what is between his jaws and what is between his legs, I guarantee for him paradise." This shows how central it is to control both the tongue and chastity for anyone who truly wants Jannah. At the end of the lesson, Shaykh Abdul Razzaq al-Badr, Hafidahullah, reads Ibn al-Qayyim's observation that it is often easier for people to avoid outward major sins, like alcohol, fornication, stealing, than to control their tongues. You may see a man known for piety and worship, yet he casually speaks words that bring Allah's anger. not realizing that a single sentence may hurl him far down into the fire. Ibn al-Qayyim notes, how many people are cautious about major immoralities and injustices, yet their tongues tear apart the honor of the living and the dead without concern. The Shaykh closes by asking Allah, the Most Gentle, to protect us from the evils of our tongues and to make our speech a source of reward rather than regret.